story, folks. There's a new tax proposal that could soon let Uncle Sam physically track every mile that you drive. I got a warning for him. I drive a lot of miles. He's going to be really tired. And then they're going to charge you for how much you're driving. Got it? Several states are considering placing little black boxes near the dashboard in your car that would clock where, potentially, that's part of it, and how much you drive. Can you believe this? Then use that information to tax you on how much or how little you drive. Stephen Moore is a senior economic writer for the Wall Street Journal. Scott Schrober is president and CEO of Berkeley Varitronics, systems. And that's a company that deals with these kinds of wireless devices. I mean, I'm reading this morning. I'm shaking my head. This is the most Orwellian thing I have ever heard in my life. So, Steve, you take a first crack here.
Well, where'd you go this weekend, Martha? Because, you know, if we had this kind of technology, the government would know where you went, where Heather went, where I went, and it does make me very nervous. It makes me queasy that the government could essentially track your whereabouts. Look, we already have a way we pay for our driving, and that's a gasoline tax. And it's not a perfect tax, Martha, but it works pretty well. You know, you're charged gasoline tax for using the roads, and I don't see any real problem with it. Now, we are moving more towards a tolling system, which makes some sense, you know, where you pay the toll when you use the road. But this idea of a black box on your car where the government actually knows how much you drive, and then if it has that technology, it can track where you've gone. That goes too far for me.
It's incredible. Scott, you know, I mean, I go through the toll booths all the time. Anybody who lives in the city area. So I feel like, yes, I am already paying for the highways. And I also, well, Scott, first talk about the technology on this. What could it do? What would it be able to show about our lives?
Sure. Well, really, it could track your whereabouts. So if you're driving every day on the highway, they could see where you're going, how long you've been. So that's certainly a privacy issue right there. I have concerns with that. But imagine some of the other things. Imagine that you didn't pay your mileage tax for some reason or another. Can they shut your car off? Well, certainly those things are tied in there. So it's a concern by everybody that's looking at this.
Boy, it sure is, you know. And we just had Senator Coburn here, Steve, and he said, you know, that we waste $42 billion a year in the government. So I'm saying, why on earth would we need another tax when we're wasting $42 billion a year? They're telling us in all seriousness that they don't have enough money to fix the highway, Steve?
Yeah, and the other element of this is when you talk to people about it who are in favor of this, they say, look, you know, this is going to be used for innocent purposes. It's not going to be abused. We're just going to use it so we track how much people are driving and then charge them. But, you know, when you think about what we've gone through, Martha, in the last year, I mean, you've covered these stories, the NSA story, the IRS abuses. Does anybody really have trust that this kind of new technology would not be abused? I don't think very many people feel very comfortable about it, especially, by the way, because there are a lot of people on the left who don't like cars. They want to limit the amount of driving that you can do because they think cars pollute and cause all sorts of other problems.
Yeah. Scott, you know, how is this technology ready to go? And, you know, how much of I'm just imagining as a whole nother government agency probably that would need to be the black box agency. And, you know, now you're talking about another layer of government folks out there.
Yeah, absolutely. You could see a huge database where they're actually tracking our whereabouts, where we're driving, and things of that sort. And then imagine that people that want to actually hack this. How safe is that? It's very easy to hack into the wireless infrastructure.
Boy, that's creepy.
Yeah,
so if
it's
somebody's
dangerous.
Stalking you and they want to know where you're going, they could very well hack right into the system and follow you. This is, whoa, I don't like this at all. This is a scary story. All right, but it is Halloween.